Hi everybody, it's Richard here again and welcome to another video. This is another inbox video. I think it's volume 8, could be 7, I'm not sure, I'll check before I upload. But this is another week or a couple of weeks of buying records and spending far too much money. So first of all, I show the prize position. This here is released today. This is Bowie the Mercury Demos, and basically what this is a 1 LP. You wouldn't think it, you would think there should be about 8 LPs in here plus a hardback book, but this is a bit of a rip-off, to be honest with you, but it's a lovely piece. And this is the demos recorded with John Hutchinson in 1969, and basically forms the majority of, but not all of, the Space Oddity album. So I'll take this out. I very rarely do this, but I'll take it out just to show you. And what we have inside, get a couple of things inside, put those to the side here. We have a big thick foamy sponge in here. So if you look at that there, it's not very deep compared with that, but still. And we have one of these here with, of course, the completely necessary photographs. Put this to the side. And so you have, let me turn this around. There's Bowie and Hutch. There's some stills again, Bowie and Hutch. Even more. And I think this is like a little type press release type thing here. I haven't read it yet. Okay, so we've got that plus the thing I'm looking for, which is the LP. Now if we take that out, it's almost on like that. Let's see. Acetate type label. So yeah, I've just actually played this, and I had this on MP3 files because it had been heavily bootlegged, and the quality is actually really good. And although it's very expensive, I still think it was worth it because, again, it is my number one. So the things you have to do for your number one. So I'll put these to the side. I just don't want to crease anything. I usually end up creasing. So along with that, I got the next in the series of the 7-inch picture discs, and that's DJ. And the one before that was Boys Keep Swinging. It was released about 3-4 weeks ago, but that there's very nice. And the B-side of this is Boys Keep Swinging from the Kenny Everett show, which I actually remember seeing at the time, and I thought it was hilarious. And one more 7-inch, well I bought more, but this is the one I'm going to show. And this is the Cuddly Toys Madman. This is the only case I know where a song is credited to David Bowie and Mark Bolan, which I believe they were working on in 1977. And I've heard the rough demos online, and they are rough, let me tell you. So fair play to these guys for taking them and making a decent song out of them. If you actually watch the video of these guys performing this, the fella himself, I don't know his name, he looks like, well, he wants to be Ziggy Stardust and he wants to sound like Mark Bolan. So Cuddly Toys Madman, this is actually pretty damn good. Okay, new vinyl, and I picked this up. Quite fancy that this is in time the best of REM 1988 to 2003 double album. I thought this was the first time it was ever released on vinyl, but apparently it was released at the time, but you're talking something like £300 to buy this. It's a good collection of the hits from that time. I think I bought it because I don't fancy buying any more of the Warner's Years albums, but unfortunately one of my favourite songs is not on this, and That Strange Currency. So I may end up getting Monster, but yeah, this is a good album. Man on the Moon, What's the Frequency, Kenneth, which I absolutely adore. Orange Crush, Day Sleeper, Stand, Everybody Hurts, Night Swimming, all great songs. So that's the best of REM in time. This next one was picked up at the record fair last week, and it snowballed. I'll explain why. This is the Searchers, called It's the Searchers, and I played this on Sunday morning, and I thought, yeah, this is great. I really enjoyed this because I knew a few of the Searchers singles, like Sweet's Firm Sweet, Needles and Pins, and what's that other one, When You Walk in the Room. And I played this, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So I looked online to see if there was any more of these Marble Arch albums. The Marble Arch were actually the reissued albums with a new cover, and always dropped a couple of songs and from the 60s. So for example, the first two Donovan albums, What's Been Did and What's Been Hid, were reissued on Marble Arch with 2 songs from each dropped. Well, what was the second Donovan album? Oh, Fairy Tale. So they were both done, and they did the same with the Kinks. So looking at this here, I looked online to see if this was actually an original album before it got the Marble Arch treatment, and it was. So I thought, well, there might be a few more, and there was. So I thought, right, they're as cheap as chips, although postage always knocks the price up a little bit, so I'll get them. So, and they arrived. I bought 3 more of them, and this one is Searchers Smash Hits Volume 2, The Searchers Smash Hits, and Sugar and Spice. Now, I haven't played these 3 albums as yet, but I look forward to it because I really enjoyed that listen last Sunday, and I think this will be enough for me for the Searchers anyway. Okay, next one up, and I had this album way back in around 1980-81, and I remember selling it. I remember selling it in what we called an indoor market. There was a guy that had a little sort of few second-hand records, and he would buy some stuff off you, or he'd give you, credit to get whatever you wanted. I remember selling this as part exchange for the jams in the city, and that is Mott the Hoople's Rock and Roll Queen, which is a compilation of their island years. This is a good album, but if you actually know the Mott the Hoople albums from the island years, could have been so much better. There's so many tracks that off those first 4 albums which would have really enhanced this. Like There's No Need to Have, You Really Got Me, which is like an instrumental on this. Backsliding Fearlessly from the first album would have been far better. Okay, Walking with a Mountain and Rock and Roll Queen are quite standard, and they always tend to get on these island greatest hits, but I was never that keen. But overall, this is excuse me, a pretty damn good album. And the one highlight for me is May Death Be Your Santa Claus, which I think is absolutely fantastic and one of the best riffs ever. And that opens up side 2, and it's originally from Brain Capers. So I picked this up at the record fair, and it's worth it. And it's got that gorgeous island pink rim label, which I love. Okay, also, where am I? Yeah. This is the first time I've ever owned this on vinyl, and I had to get it for the collection. It's not a bad album. It's ABBA Live. I would love their double CD to be reissued on vinyl, or no, actually issued. It never has been issued, from the Wembley concerts in '79. This is basically from Wembley concerts plus a couple of songs that are recorded on the Dick Cavett show. But it's a good album. It's not a necessity, but if you've got all the ABBA albums plus the greatest hits albums, and it's sitting there at a cheap price, you're going to pick it up just to complete your collection. So this is ABBA Live, and I think this was originally released in the UK in about 1986, when nobody was interested in ABBA. Nobody. And they even at that time were relegated to the Pickwick labels, which was a disgrace, but they wouldn't be now. But this is ABBA Live, so I'm glad I got it. This one here is an upgrade because my original is scratched to it's really badly scratched, and this is the Beatles oldies but goldies. I like this album. I think this is a great compilation album. I enjoy this more than the Past Masters, to be quite honest with you. I just think it is a good hits collection up to 1966. I do like that cover, so I do. I've always wondered, is that George Harrison or is that just like a picture of a model? I don't know, but I always assumed that was George Harrison. But I love that back cover. I think that's one of the coolest back covers ever, especially on a Beatles record. Now I take it that's from the Revolver sessions. So that's the Beatles Oldies but Goldies, the Forgotten About Greatest Hits album from 1966. Okay, two more. Three more. Picked up a record fair, nice easy listening, part of a deal of 4 for £10. This is on the Hallmark label. This is the Platters singing The Great Pretenders. The Great Pretender, sorry. Harbour Lights is on this, Twilight Time. No Smoke Gets in Your Eyes, or Only You, I'm afraid. But this is such a nice listen. You know, it's a good album. It's these sort of 50s doo-wop groups that are not too over the top. I really enjoyed it. The Platters and the Coasters, you know, you can put the music on and it's just a nice feeling, to be honest with you. So I thought, yeah, I'll get that. I don't have any Platters at all on vinyl, so I thought, yeah, I'll get this. It's just a pity that Smoke Gets in Your Eyes, which I love, is not on it. Not as keen as on Only You, but still, I would have liked it on it as well. So that's the Platters and the Great Pretender, Greatest Hits Series Volume 1. This one here is like the 1970s version of the Bangles. And I don't think it's embarrassing doing this, but this is Clout and the Substitute. I think it's called Substitute. Yeah. This has got that Great Substitute single on it, which my brother had as a kid, and I loved it, absolutely loved it. This is actually quite good. I do have a Clout CD, which I bought for Substitute itself, but this also has Since You've Been Gone on it, which is the Russ Ballard song. And obviously Rainbow had the big hit with it in '79, but this is a decent enough rocking version of it. A nice version of Clapton's Let It Grow. Some of the other songs I don't know, but you know, they're easy enough to listen to. It's actually quite a good album. I enjoyed this. But yet again, I'll be your substitute whenever you want me. Ooh, love it. Great. And the last one to show, and this is probably all I need of this band. I've been looking out for this and I finally got it, and I did pay over the odds for it, but I thought, sod it, I'm going to buy it. And this is The Cure. Standing on a Beach, the singles. Robert Smith's voice to me is a bit like Marmite. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I can't abide it. But this has actually got some really good singles on it, which I do like. I've always liked The Walk and Let's Go to Bed. My favourite is Caterpillar, and I like In Between Days and Close to Me. The ones on side one I wasn't as familiar with, apart from Boys Don't Cry, but I played it and I enjoyed it. But I can't see myself going any further than the singles, to be honest with you. I just think that, oh, it'll just go. It might start annoying me at the voice. So yeah, if I saw anything cheap I would pick them up, but you just don't find Cure albums cheap. And I've heard mixed reviews of each and every album. Some people think an album is great while others think it's absolutely dreadful. So that's The Cure, Standing on the Beach. It is a very, very strong album, and again, that's all I really need of The Cure. So that's my pickups over the last couple of weeks or so. I hope you enjoyed that, and again, it's been on toast for a while. The thing is that the Bowie one cost a bit, and being a big Bowie fan, I have to say that Parlophone is doing very well with the reissues, but they're firing them out left, right and centre, and it begins to take toll on your wallet. But that's what being a fan is about. I don't have to buy them there and then, I can always wait. but I have no patience whatsoever. So anyway, that's me. All the best now. Bye bye.